Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. Muammar Gaddafi, the controversial and enigmatic leader of Libya, remains a figure of fascination and debate even after his death. His rule, which lasted for more than 4 decades, was marked by a unique blend of revolutionary fervor, political repression, and international intrigue. In this article, we will delve into the life, career, and legacy of Muammar Gaddafi, exploring the key events and decisions that defined his rule and shaped the modern history of Libya. Early life and rise to power. Muammar Mohammed Abu Minyar Gaddafi was born in 1942 in the desert town of Sirte, then part of Italian Libya. He was born into a Bedouin family of the Qadhadfa tribe, a relatively small and marginalized group within Libyan society. Gaddafi's early years were marked by poverty and hardship, but he was determined to rise above his circumstances and make a name for himself. Gaddafi's political awakening came during his time as a student at the University of Libya in Benghazi, where he became involved in Arab nationalist and anti-colonial movements. Inspired by the pan-Arabist ideology of leaders like Gamal Abdel Nasser of Egypt, Gaddafi began to develop his own revolutionary vision for Libya. In 1969, Gaddafi and a group of fellow officers staged a bloodless coup against King Idris, Libya's monarch, who was seen as corrupt and out of touch with the needs of the Libyan people. At the age of just 27, Gaddafi emerged as the new leader of Libya, and he wasted no time in implementing his vision for the country: the Green Book and the Third Universal Theory. One of the defining features of Gaddafi's rule was his political ideology, as outlined in his famous Green Book. Published in 3 parts between 1975 and 1979, the Green Book laid out Gaddafi's vision for a third universal theory that would transcend both capitalism and communism. According to Gaddafi, the third universal theory represented a new form of direct democracy in which political power would be decentralized and vested in a system of popular committees. These committees, he argued, would allow the people to govern themselves directly without the need for traditional political parties or representative institutions. While the Green Book's ideas were hailed by some as visionary and progressive, others criticized them as impractical and utopian. Nevertheless, Gaddafi's political ideology became a central tenet of his rule, and he sought to implement its principles in all aspects of Libyan society. International relations and controversies. Gaddafi's rule was also characterized by his often controversial foreign policy decisions and his willingness to challenge the international status quo. He supported a wide range of liberation movements and revolutionary causes around the world, providing them with financial and military support. One of the most infamous episodes of Gaddafi's international involvement was his alleged support for terrorism. Libya was implicated in a number of high-profile terrorist attacks in the 1980s, including the bombing of a discotheque in Berlin in 1986 and the bombing of Pan Am Flight 103 over Lockerbie, Scotland in 1988. These allegations led to international isolation for Libya and a series of economic sanctions imposed by the United Nations. However, Gaddafi remained defiant, refusing to extradite the suspects in the Lockerbie bombing and maintaining his support for anti-Western movements. Downfall and legacy. Gaddafi's rule came to a dramatic and violent end in 2011 during the Arab Spring uprisings that swept across the Middle East and North Africa. Protests against his regime erupted in Libya, quickly escalating into a full-scale civil war. The conflict attracted international attention, with NATO eventually intervening on the side of the rebels. In October 2011, Gaddafi was captured and killed by rebel forces in his hometown of Sirte, bringing an end to his 42-year rule. His death marked the end of an era for Libya, but it also left behind a deeply divided and unstable country, grappling with the legacy of his rule and the challenges of building a new democratic system. Muammar Gaddafi remains a deeply polarizing figure, viewed by some as a revolutionary hero who stood up to Western imperialism and championed the cause of Arab nationalism. Others see him as a ruthless dictator who oppressed his own people and supported terrorism around the world. In the years since his death, Libya has struggled to find stability and rebuild its shattered economy and institutions. The legacy of Muammar Gaddafi continues to loom large over the country, serving as a reminder of the complexities and challenges of political change in the modern world. Muammar Gaddafi's family life was significant, reflecting both the personal and political dimensions of his character. He married twice during his lifetime, forming a large and complex family. His first marriage was to Fatiha al-Nouri, with whom he had a daughter, Aisha Gaddafi. This marriage, like his second, played a role in shaping his public image and political alliances. His second marriage to Safia Farkash was more prolific, resulting in 7 sons: Muhammad, Saif al-Islam al-Saadi, Hannibal, Mutasim, Qamis, and Saif al-Arab. These sons, along with his daughter, became prominent figures in Libya, often involved in political and business affairs. Their relationships with their father both reflected and influenced the dynamics of his rule. The family dynamic within the Gaddafi household was complex, mirroring the complexities of his political rule. His children, especially his sons, were seen as extensions of his power and potential rivals. Their lives were intertwined with Libya's political landscape, shaped by their father's decisions and policies. Despite the controversies and conflicts that marked his rule, Muammar Gaddafi's family remained a central part of his identity. Their lives and experiences offer a unique perspective on the man behind the political persona, highlighting the personal stakes and human dimensions of his long and tumultuous reign. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, please do not forget to like and subscribe.